Hello, everyone. So, the other day, I got these Oracle flush mount taillights in, and I'm really glad I did because I was getting phone calls from people that my brake light was out. And there's a real good reason. I clipped a tree, and I had to super glue the entire thing back together. So, unfortunately, I have to repair them by replacing them because the super glue, it did make it, let me think, 6 months and 30,000 miles on the road, super glued together. So that's not too bad. Now, as you can see, I went and broke a bunch of it. So here they are, Oracle flush LED taillights. We'll have to see what they look like after I put them on. So we gotta get in there and get that out so that we can put it in the new ones. So, get this out. There we go. Now with these Oracle lights, they come with this little boxy type thing, and they give you some double sticky tape to stick it on with. But if you look closer, I've got a zip tie ready to fasten that. So I'm gonna stick it on, and then I'm gonna zip tie that. So it's definitely not gonna come crack loose and start dangling down in there when I'm not noticing it. A little extra security, I guess. Stick it there and then zip tie it. So that ain't going nowhere. Ta-da. Definitely don't stick out as much. As opposed to those big blocky ones. That's a wild difference. The next order of business was to install the Apex steering boost kit that I had sitting behind my rear seat for the last 4 months. Although the installation was very simple, you definitely needed to follow the instructions. So with this Apex steering boost kit, the key ingredient to this is this little pressure release valve. Now, this goes on the back side of this pump, and it will allow you to adjust the pressure. And I want to say it's normally around 1000 psi. I might have that wrong, but 1000 is the number that they gave us, and we can go up to about 2000 being a dangerous level. So I'm probably going to try to put it around 1800. So we'll get this thing installed and try to get it put back in and start bleeding it out and see if it makes a big difference. Now, one mentionable with installing this cooler, I wanted to put it nice and parallel, nice and square. I mean, I did get it nice and level, but I had to rotate it a little bit because there is a fitting that protrudes through down there. You can kind of see my finger on it right now, if it wasn't so fuzzy. But anyway, there's the bottom of the cooler right here, which I assume is a transmission cooler, something of the sort. But in order to get this hose to run through there, I'm going to have to run it at a little bit of an angle. You can kind of see it's at an angle. I can probably rotate it for you. So that's the way I had it. This is how I'm going to have to do it in order to get that to fit. So, just throwing it out there. All right. Now shut it down. All right, so that's 1000. Yeah, that's about 1850. I'm gonna leave that right there. Nice. 1900. Yeah, I'll leave that right there. So you can see, that's why we notched this out, so to clear that little splitter block there. So today's agenda is to tackle these control arm drop brackets that I bought. Now, they're also called front geometry correction brackets. A little bit too much of a tongue twister for me, so drop brackets. So the idea with the drop brackets, so if you look at the rear control arms, you can see that they're pretty flat, you know, to the ground. They're able to do their full range of movement either way very gently, whereas opposed to the front, you can see they're at an angle. Now that angle actually does a little bit of deflection when you're driving forward down the road. So the idea is to drop these control arms down and get them sort of like a long arm version like the rear in the front. So we're going to throw these brackets in, and I have plans to put 3/4 inch spacers to lift this thing up a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is take a caster measurement or an angle measurement on the top of the knuckle to figure out what it's at now. That way, after I get done with all of the drop bracket and the coil spacer later on, I can still get a relatively close measurement before I go take it to the alignment shop. Yeah, it was on there. Let's put you back in. So, I do in fact have them installed very loosely. So you can see the bracket right there. And I use the recommended hole that they had in the directions. So I hope after I put the coil spacer pucks in that this hole setup is going to work, but if not, there's 2 consecutive holes above it so I can do some adjustments. But until I get on an alignment rack, I'm not going to trust my own adjustments. But if you look at it, that's nice and square to the ground, just like the rear one. So I definitely got close to matching up the rear. See the rear there and the front there.